Ladies and gentlemen, footy fans across the nation, today we gather not in celebration but in reflection. Reflection on choices, on warnings unheeded, on consequences that, though perhaps avoidable, have come crashing through the doors of the Adelaide Football Club with undeniable force. This is not a story of gameplay. Not a tale of goals kicked or tackles laid. No, this is a story of neglect. A story of risk. A story where the lines between determination and defiance became dangerously blurred. At the heart of this saga are two young players, Ben Keays and Rachele. Talented, fierce, committed, but now, undeniably, reckless in their decisions. Because despite repeated warnings from the AFL, despite a clear memo sent to all clubs on June 4 outlining a simple rule, metal studs are banned, these two players pressed on. Not once, not twice, but again and again, and this wasn't a case of ignorance. The Adelaide Football Club had already received a warning. They'd already been issued a "please explain" letter before the league even formalised the memo. The warning bell didn't just ring, it blared. But Keays went on to wear metal studs 4 more times. And Rachele, twice more. These were not missteps. These were choices. Choices that ignored safety. Choices that ignored league directives. Choices that now carry a $7,500 fine for the club. A slap that echoes through the corridors of AFL House and Adelaide's change rooms alike. But that's not all. Ben Keays himself has been fined $5,000. Rachele, $2,500. Money that might seem small in the world of professional sport, but in the court of public opinion and in the theatre of accountability, these are prices paid for stubbornness. And why? Why did the league draw such a hard line? Because player safety is not negotiable. Because those metal studs, shiny, sharp, and deadly, are not just gear. They are weapons in the wrong moment. Ask Isaac Quaynor, who in 2020 suffered a gash so deep in his calf that it became a symbol of what the league never wanted to see again. Laura Kane, the AFL's football operations boss, said it plainly. Greater than player health and safety is paramount. The wearing of metal stops poses a significant injury risk to other players. This isn't about aesthetics. This isn't about feel or grip. This is about preventing pain, preventing blood, preventing career-altering injuries. And yet, even with the shadow of Quaynor's injury still etched in AFL history, Keays and Rachele chose to disregard the rules. Why? That question now hangs unanswered. Were they chasing traction, chasing confidence, or was it simply a belief that the rules wouldn't catch up with them? Well, they did, and the fallout is real. The AFL isn't backing down, and nor should they. This is about setting precedent, about reminding every boot in every locker room that this league does not compromise on safety. That no player is above the protocols. That warnings are not suggestions, they are warnings. And in this case, warnings were tossed aside like grass off a sprig. But for Rachele, the punishment doesn't end with a fine. His week got even worse. In the same breath that carried news of his penalty came the confirmation of a left knee injury, a tear in his posterior capsula, requiring surgery. The timing is cruel, the recovery unknown, the return uncertain. For a rising star, this could be a season-ending blow. And while the injury isn't connected to the studs incident, the symbolism is striking. A player who ignored warnings now finds himself grounded by a body that refuses to go on. Perhaps it's poetic, perhaps it's just cruel fate. But one thing is certain, consequences compound. And for the Adelaide Football Club, already under pressure, already fighting for relevance in a crowded AFL landscape, this saga is an unwelcome storm. $7,500 may not hurt their bottom line, it won't even touch their soft cap, but it bruises their brand. It questions their discipline. It casts a shadow on how seriously internal protocols are taken. And more than that, it sends a message to every club, every player, every coach: the AFL means what it says. Because in a game as tough as footy, every centimetre counts. Every tackle matters. Every decision can tip the balance between triumph and tragedy. And the wrong boot, in the wrong moment, can open wounds, literally. So to Keays and Rachele, this should be a moment of learning. Of reckoning. Of looking in the mirror and asking, was it worth it? To the rest of the league, this is your cautionary tale. The rules are not suggestions. They are foundations. And when we erode those foundations, even for grip, even for preference, we risk the whole house falling. So let this be the last time we see metal studs tarnishing the grass. Let this be the last time rules are met with indifference. Let this be the last time that player safety is put second to anything. Because this game is built on courage, on strength, on heart, but it must also be built on respect, for the laws, for the league, and most of all, for each other.